These onigiri, or Japanese rice balls, are the perfect finger food snack packed with umami. With various filling options, you can be sure to find something for everyone. It's an easy recipe. I'll show you how, so stick around. Aloha Maika'i, my name is Relle and welcome to my kitchen where I like to share all my favorite Hawaiian and local recipes. And today we'll be making one of my favorites from childhood, onigiri. Onigiri is Japanese rice balls and they're a variety of shapes and fillings, and we'll talk more about it as we go along. Let's get right into it. But first, I'd like to mahalo Foodland Hawaii for sponsoring this video. As always, thoughts and opinions are my own. All right, so onigiri, as I mentioned, was a Japanese rice ball. So obviously we need some rice. Now the difference between sushi and onigiri, they are two different things, is rice. Sushi uses seasoned rice and onigiri uses regular steamed white rice. I already had that cooked up. Totally depends how you want to do it. You can do short grain or medium grain. Here in Hawaii, I like to buy the medium grain rice. It just works for everything. So I go 1-to-1, 1 cup rice cup, just a little bit less than a cup, to 1 cup of water. You can add a little bit more, but I find 1-to-1 is a pretty good ratio. And honestly, here, we just measure with our fingers anyway, so it's all good. So we'll get the rice out, and you want to do this when it's warm. Not super hot because you're gonna burn your hand. So this is about 2 cups of rice, and you can totally add more, add less, up to you. And I'm gonna teach you how to make a couple of different ways. So I'm gonna take off my ring because we don't want that in the rice. Okay, onigiri. Classic onigiri is a triangle shape like this. You can get these online. I'll link the one that I got in the description box below, a small and a large size one. Rice is sticky, so the trick to that is some water. So you wanna get some water on your hands. And now, do you need a mold? No, you can totally do it on your own, but these make it a whole lot easier. So the first style we're gonna make is a Furikake style one. We're gonna put some rice into this bowl here. And speaking of Furikake, this is the sponsor for today. Maika'i Organic Nori Furikake. They've got different flavors there, and you can find this in the Asian aisle at your local Foodland. Furikake is dried seaweed, and it has some sesame seeds and some other flavors in here. This one has black toasted sesame seeds and white as well. Super yummy. You can put this on fish, on rice, on your musubi and stuff like that. So all we're gonna do is put a little bit in here, a little, a lot, up to you, and then mix it up. So this is the first flavor. It gives you like a salty kind of punch to it. It has a little bit of a crunch, not a whole lot. It's not like you're biting into like crunchy rice. If you like a lot of furikake, actually recently, we've been using a lot of furikake on like popcorn. My daughter really likes that with butter and stuff. It's so good. Mochi crunch. Okay, so it'll look like this when it's done. Like I said, eyeball it, totally up to you how much you want to put. Now, we'll use the smaller size one. So what I like to do is kind of just dunk it in the water first to help it from sticking. These rice paddles are great. You can find them in the Asian aisle at your big box stores and things like that. So this one's not gonna have any filling. So it'll go into this part here, that's the top part, the mold. And you're gonna fill it all the way to the top. As a kid, my grandma would make rice balls for us all the time, and it was so yummy. And I mean, it's a simple snack, just rice, but we always had that at her house. And she always put a little bit of salt. And the salt, when you make it by hand, if you dip your hand in water and salt, it helps it not stick, but it also gives it a little bit of an extra salty flavor, so that's good. Then you just put the top on like this, and all you have to do is push it together. Super easy, and it makes that triangle shape classic of onigiri. Then you'll take this part off, and this one is plastic, and it has a little piece here that you can push, and that helps push it out so you don't have to like dig it out. And then push that down, and you just give it a little shake, and it slides right out like that. So you can leave it like naked like this, and that's fine. That's one way. So I'll leave that. Let's press one more, and I'll show you a way to make it with the nori, another style. And then I'll teach you a couple other fillings that you can do. So one more time, put it in the top, take the rice, and you'll put it into this top cavity like this, and you'll fill it to the top, put the mold on, push it down, take that off like this. And then all you have to do is push this part down, that little plastic, and shake it out. Okay, so now we're gonna do the nori part of it. Nori is the same thing that's inside the furikake here. And Fulan actually has their own. This is one of the flavored ones, salt and vinegar, so you can pick up this, or you can get these already made stripped ones. So I like to use these for the onigiri because it's so much easier than cutting it. That's just being lazy, but that's okay. So they come in pre-cut strips like this. I think these ones are a little bit long, but we'll do it anyway. So you get the onigiri and you put it onto the nori like this, and all you have to do is push the nori up like that, and that's one way to wrap it, like this. So that's one, that's one. Few other fillings that you can do. One is kombu. Kombu is kelp. And so you would soak this in, this is dried, so you would soak this in water, fry it in like shoyu, sugar, mirin kind of a mix, and stuff that inside. Interesting fact, onigiri was made to help keep things preserved. So the salty food gets stuffed into the rice, and that's how it gets kept longer. The other one is bonito flakes. You can get these in the Asian aisle as well, and you can soak that in shoyu and stuff that. I'm not gonna do those today, but I will show you one of my favorites, which is tuna. So you get yourself some canned tuna. I get the one in water, but totally up to you. And some Japanese style mayonnaise. This is Kewpie. If you wanna use Best Foods, which is also great, or any other mayo, you totally can use that. So put a little bit of mayo in here. With the Kewpie, there's like a small puka and a big puka. So I usually just take the top off for these ones. So a little bit of that. And then I also like to add some shoyu. Shoyu is Japanese style soy sauce. You can find that in the Asian aisle at most grocery stores as well, or online if you need. Add that in, and then you mix it up. So same way that you would make, like, say, I don't know, tuna sandwich, you know, with the mayo and the tuna. The Japanese flavored mayo is just, I don't know. I like it for this in particular. You'll just mix it like that. So now we're gonna use a different, we'll just use regular rice for this one. You can use the furikake one too if you want. And we're gonna use the bigger mold. So same thing, put the mold in just to get it wet, and that's just to help the rice slide out, right? So a little bit of that, put some rice. Now for this one, you're not gonna fill it all the way up. We're gonna do about halfway full, like this, and then you're gonna take a tablespoon or so of the tuna filling, and you're gonna put that right in the middle, like that. Try to keep it in the middle just so it keeps it contained. If it spills out the side, that's totally fine. Then a little bit more rice on the top to seal it off, and then the mold on the top. So you're gonna go ahead and push. You can push a little bit this way and slide that out. Then all you have to do is push it down and give it a little shimmy. That comes out, and then we can take the nori and same concept, put it on the bottom, wrap it up. The rice is pretty sticky as is, so you don't really need to do much. If it's not sticking, then you can just put like a tad bit of water on the rice like that, and then stick it down. It acts like glue. And that's how you make onigiri. If you like this recipe and you wanna try other local Japanese favorite, then check out this video here. And until next time, ahui ho.
Thank you for watching my mommy's video.